Hi, my wise astrology tribe, Cosmic Insight Astrology. I am your co-pilot, Christina. Look at this beautiful Grand Trine. We got an Air Trine actually on October 14th, and it's going to be created by Venus in Libra, Pluto in Aquarius, and Uranus in Gemini. All right. And it is an Air Grand Trine. So it is something to do with fast ideas, anything to do with elegant fixes if we need to fix something. And, everything is going to click into places, agreements, for example. And I erected the chart actually in Miami at 7 a.m. So at 7 a.m., the moon is going to be in Leo, and it's going to be the midpoint between Uranus and Venus, right? And it's going to turn the trine into a kite, and the moon going to oppose Pluto, as you can see that on the chart. And the moon is the heart of the lion, and actually also it's representing the sentiment of the public, the mood of the crowd, and also it is something because it's a kite, it is something really, really genius. And the other kite, as you can see, it's going to be created with Neptune because Neptune is sitting in Aries and it's going to be the midpoint between Pluto and Uranus. So actually, Neptune and Venus in Libra in rulership, right? And Neptune in Aries going to oppose each other. So what does it mean? It is something to do with vision. It is something to do with art, right? It is something to do with maybe compassion as well. But something has to be between markets, fantasy, and some kind of, brand ideas, and it is opposing each other's, right? So first of all, you can see also the two mystic triangle in the sky in heaven, and one of the mystic triangles going to be created by Venus in Libra and Uranus in Gemini because they're creating a trine between each others, and the Leo is sextiling to both, so it's going to be the mystic point, the midpoint between them, and actually it is the creative spark, it's the audience, right? And the second mystic triangle going to be Pluto in Aquarius and Uranus in Gemini, that's the trine over there, and Neptune in Aries, sextiling to both. So it is transformative and really, really spiritual as well. It's a spiritual ignition for some kind of technological transformative power. And okay, so what's happening over here? Let's talk a little bit about Venus, right? And Venus in Libra, love and money, harmony, values. It also rules the kidney and the skin, and also your blood sugar as well. It is culture, it is diplomacy, it is actually fashion, banking, and luxury as well. It is currency, and Venus is Aphrodite, and it is charm, and it is something to do with Venus. Actually, Aphrodite could settle wars with her beauty and with her charms. Actually, uh, um, getting agreements because of seducing the opponent. So that's what we have to know about Venus. And Uranus over here, Uranus is in Gemini and loves to be in air sign. It's innovation, anything to do with chaos and rebellion, it's awakening. It's also representing our nervous system, anything to do with AI bubble, grids, cryptocurrency, space as well. It is the internet, it is actually electric shock, seizures, it's the sky god, and it is the lightning. It creates sudden liberation as well. And then talk about Neptune and Neptune in Aries, Aries, It is like something to do with sacrifice some kind of maybe illusion, delusion, or some kind of dream, but also it is inspiration. It is also your lymphatic system, your immunity, and your feet. It is also higher octave of love, higher octave of Venus, but also represents the film industry, music, pharmaceutical, oils, and oceans as well. The mass dreams itself. So Poseidon actually, right now, creating some kind of fog and also glamour, because right now it's in Aries. So obviously it's a brief spark over here, but it's going to oppose Venus, right? The little sister of her or him. And then we have Pluto, and Pluto is in Aquarius, and actually, it is anything to do with power and rebirth and shadow government. And it is actually, uh, deep detox. And it could also represent surveillance cameras, palantir, nuclear weapons, anything to do with the underworld money and reset over there. So, Pluto is Hades, and it is something to do right now with controlling Aquarius, which is the people. Aquarius is humanity, right? But somehow it's a phoenix effects over here. We as humanity going to reborn together and own the power again. And then the moon, because 7 a.m. it's gonna go to Leo in Miami, and that anything to do with, public mood, instincts, your home, your family values, anything to do with also hormones as well and digestion, anything to do with your food, silver as well. So it is right now, the moon in Leo is the queen mother, is the queen bee, right? It is something to do with people who are heart-led, who are proud but also dramatic, but compassionate and listening their heart as well. So the kite itself, it is like the most amazing configuration in sky, right? It is powerful. As I said, the moon is the crowd, and the moon going to get the microphone in this situation, right, between Pluto and Venus, and then it is something to do with institutional power. And they want to force something on us, but we are not necessarily going to agree with it, and the power has to listen to moon right now. And how? Because of the Uranian, Venusian energy over here, it is because Venus and Uranus is going to be in trine. It is going to bring in some kind of liberation through law, because Libra representing anything to do with legal matters and law and justice as well. And Venus is bringing some kind of agreements, and it could be something through technology as well, because Uranus is technology. But it's going to be a quick delivery. It could be a quick fix, and it's going to be also graceful. So it could be like maybe they wanted to censor, the online, anything to do with Google, with ABC News, and so on, but they won't be able to, because they won't be able to cut the truth. So something is leaking out, which is going to help us with the vision and moving forward and getting back our power. And the second kite is between Neptune Venus. That is, Neptune Venus is an opposition over here, and then Neptune is sextile Uranus and Pluto, right? And Uranus and Pluto is trining each other's. So it is the same Air Trine, actually, the base over here, but Neptune is going to be the apex point, the mystic triangle, which is vision and compassion. And also, the push and pull between Neptune and Venus is actually the beauty and against, for example, finances or anything to do with innovation and collective transformation as well. So that's what's happening. But something to do with film, music, photography, big pharma, something to do with ocean cleanup, and also AI policies could be in the news right now, definitely. I forgot to tell you guys, but sextile is actually Venusian in flavor. and trine is always Jupiterian in flavor, and the opposition always Saturnian flavor. So you have to know when we are talking about a kite, there is multiple amazing, for example, three trine, one opposition, and two sextile going on. So it's a very, very positive outcome usually. And before we go into talk about that, how it can actually unfold for the collective, we might even want to look into actually more into Pluto and more into, for example, what is that? Venus, because whenever I analyze anything for you guys, you have to understand the keywords. Otherwise, you won't be able to, come up with uh, what is that examples, for example. So that's very, very important. And what you have to know over here, for example, Venus, we're going to talk about Venus first. So actually Venus is, as you know, and most of the people know, it's also attraction and beauty, desire, values, anything to do with relationship and aesthetic as well. It is magnetism and seduction, right? And Venus also rules peace and harmony. But in your body, it rules kidney and your skin, your blood sugar. You're also in Taurus, it rules the throat over here, and anything to do with hormones as well. And for example, insulin as well, and the ovaries and any kind of beauty treatment. And in mundane world, it is something to do with marriage laws and something to do with cultural institutions, museums, for example, entertainment business. Also, it rules fertility policies as well and fashion industries, right? And in financial world, it is banking and currency and luxury markets, for example, design market as well, interior decoration, interior design, actually art market, selling arts, for example, and also investing in some kind of brands as well. So on the market itself, it's anything to do, for example, Estee Lauder, like luxury ETFs, anything to do with L'Oreal, Prada, Louis Vuitton, those kind of brand industries, jewelry, very, very expensive diamond jewelries. And then we have to also talk about Uranus and Neptune over here. Uranus, as you know, it is anything to do with the chaos, rebellion, anarchy, individuality, liberation, erotic behavior, seizures. It is non-conformity as well. It is also strict borders, spasm in the body, sudden illnesses, neurological issue, autism, dementia, all Alzheimer all belong from Uranus as well. And the nervous system. And in the mundane world, anything to do with AI, space exploration, anything to do with internet and electrical grid as well, cyber warfare as well, and hacking, surveillance cameras as well. And also in finance world, anything to do with inventors, cryptocurrency, crypto developers, analytics system, data analysis. Uranus is also data analysis, electric vehicle scientists as well, right? And freedom technology, Silicon Valley. And then on the market, it is something to do with biotech and decentralized finances, anything to do with meme stocks as well, the sudden black swan events, and also pump and dump and liberational traits as well. And Neptune, it is oil, natural gas, pharmaceutical, alcohol, movies, music industry, NFT, art NFTs actually, spiritual business, anything to do with drug manufacturers, for example, vaccination, Pfizer, Moderna, anything to do with glamour-based marketing, for example, Chanel or Ferrari or luxurious, items as well. It's the healers, it's the artists, it's the filmmakers, the directors, the producers, the musicians, anything to do with psychics as well and spiritual advisors, hospital workers and hospice workers and jail guards also belong from Neptune as well. Drug dealers actually belong over here as well. And and Houdini, the escape artist, also belong from here. And the mundane world, anything to do with, for example, pandemic and religion and fantasy. Also, it could be climate crisis and drug war and water pollution. Health body, it's your feet, your immune system, it is your lymphatic system, Neptune, substance abuse also. Foggy mind as well, but usually that is because of substance related. It's not because of Alzheimer or that kind of foggy mind, and it is also confusion, and it could also create allergic reaction and also indicate allergic reaction. And also, this is on personal level, anything to do with illusion, delusion, spirituality, sacrifice, martyrdom, mysticism, inspiration, and, denial as well. Neptune is typically it's denying the truth many, many times. So before we talking about, as I said, how is it going to work out for us, we had to know the keywords, right? You agree with over here. So, for example, let's see what can it bring it for us. It could bring us some kind of fashion. In the fashion industry, it could be something because it's a grand trine, and it could be definitely positive for fashion. Because of Neptune is could be something with illusion, delusion, fake, and fogginess over there. But right now we do have the Air Trine, and Neptune is actually the midpoint and the apex of the kite over here, and it's opposing with Venus. So it is something to do with fashion industry, like every single part of, for example, of a bag design or a jacket is going to be coded, and the code you can check that with your phone, right? Because Uranus energy over there, and you can see that where was it made. So right now it will be very easy to see which is fake and actually which is authentic in if it's a Louis Vuitton bag. Right away you will be able to, because the zipper and everything going to have different codes and will be very easy to check. On the other hand, what happened right now? Venus is peace, and in Libra it's also obviously peace. Libra rules the seventh house, right? And anything to do with alliances, legal matters. We do have, or we did have, the ceasefire between Israel and Palestine, right? But what's happened and how is this kind of ceasefire going on? They killed as many people before the ceasefire went in, get the terms of the ceasefire, as many as they could. And right now they're bombing again. So I'm not sure Israel ever going to be capable to actually keep any kind of rules. I have no hope for that. But right now, because of the moon is in Leo, people definitely going to talk up and protest, and it's going to be a hot topic, and everybody, you will see what's gonna happen. Peace is going to be um, in central of attention right now, and everybody want to have peace right now. That's definitely there. And because of the moon is the public, it could be like a lot of actors, a lot of movie directors, people are standing up against this kind of massive massacre, genocide, and they won't take it anymore. They're going to make movies, they're going to get Oscar and different prizes, Grammys for it, and you will see the truth going to be told through actually movie, photography, and art. That's what's gonna happen here. So the other thing what could happen, anything to do with cryptocurrency, because Uranus is crypto, Venus is currency, right? Pluto is mining. So there could be some kind of positive. And I know today and yesterday night it was a market manipulation again, because obviously the recent administration of the US, said, okay, they're going to tariff China and it's going to be 100%. And because of the pretend ceasefire, when some kind of war is over, then the stock always start to actually pull back a little bit. You have to see that tendency. But yes, that's what's happened. Some crypto went back 9%. Even, it's not a crash, it's a temporary setback, it's a temporary manipulation, guys, because obviously the recent administration want their war body, to gain more money. So they invest right now. 2 days later, it's coming back, or a week later, and obviously they're going to, if you put in $1 billion, then you're going to gain 10 billion out of that. So more money you put in, obviously more money you will gain with this market manipulation. It's always like that. So yes, definitely it could happen, right? And something to do also, because Uranus is holographic, teaching in Gemini. So perhaps we're going to have more people, study at home and homeschooled. I can see that actually, and it's going to be, or, there could be also, like, we're going to have a lot more scannable certificates, and certificates itself as well, like online schools for sure. And it's going to be better and more comfortable. Venus is comfort and luxury. Children can, study from home. And it is definitely market optimism. So even if the market went, but why is it going to be market optimism, guys? Because as I said, the market pulled back for 5 days, and maybe 5 days gonna be the max over here, because we have actually Saturn and Venus opposition right before Venus is in Virgo in fall, and Venus is currency, and Saturn opposition, it was exact. Obviously, that's why the pullback as well. And after that, it's gonna start to bloom again. So people going to gain money who invested a lot of money. But then you have to also see what does Venus rules. It's rules sugar, it's copper, it's also market optimism, definitely. And Uranus is electric grid, or anything to do with technology, anything to do with a new car. An electric car could come in, which is very luxurious, new flying object. Uranus also flying. So I would think, and because of Moon is the in Leo, it's the midpoint of one of the kite, it could represent like, hey, that it's going to be some kind of very luxurious plane coming in. And then, like, if either you're going to invest on that stock, or, actually traveling going to be a lot more luxurious and more comfortable. So that could come during this time, right? And definitely you will see something to do, because of the moon is also into this one of the sky, something to do with real estate. Something to do with, maybe the government is willing to give some kind of funding annually for I don't know, thousands of people who owns houses to replace their kitchen or bathrooms, and it's gonna be, or the roof, it's gonna be certain amount of money, but they're giving it away, and to create a better town or city or village, whatever it is, wherever you live. But it could be that one as well. And it could be also something to do with banking. Guys, there is going to be a lot of new apps coming up. And for example, mortgage, you don't have to, talk to people anymore or have a mortgage broker. It is just, you're going to fill out the application online on an app, and you're going to put in whatever you need to. It's gonna scan your W-2s, or how much money you make, your tax return, and then it's like, okay, you're going to get this much loan, or this is the APR, and you don't even have to talk to anyone. You don't have to go through the bureaucratic process, and maybe even the biases or the discrimination, because of actually AI could cut out discrimination, guys. So it could be good for that, but definitely. But in case, yeah, it could happen. All right, what else could happen? Oh, like right now, one of my friend actually said, Christy, buy this Nikki watch because one of them is $1,000, but I have to buy the plan to it also, which is another $400. And you have to wear it for 3 months, and it could actually heal Lyme disease because of there is a device which is sending you rays and frequencies which is killing the Lyme disease or killing, the Epstein-Barr. Or actually you have the cheaper version, which is $300. It's like a watch. It's like an Apple Watch actually, but it is like helping you to for your health, with your sleep cycles. It's helping you with giving you certain frequencies, certain waves, which could help you to lose weight and things like that. So just think about that. Yes, it is something to do, Uranus in Gemini and Pluto in Aquarius, to do some kind of, wear some kind of watch or some kind of electric device. And, Saturn is in Pisces. Also, it's still in conjunction, out of sign conjunction with Neptune. So it's also part of this guide, actually, not really exact, but still part of this guide. So Saturn is also representing watch itself, it's Chronos. And Uranus, the electric magnetic waves. Obviously, we are going to get healed uh, by waves and sounds, for example, as well, because Uranus also sounds as well. Or it could be something to do, for example, anything to do with electric grids and SMR and Rocket Lab and, like that kind, uranium itself, it could actually increase during this time. Ethereum, for example, loves Venus in Libra and this Grand Trine, right now it went down to 3,800. If you are new to crypto and you want to get in to the field right now, it is a good time, even when Uranus is going to go back to Taurus November 7th till 2026, April 26th, and it's going to be a pullback with crypto. Anyway, Uranus loves, Venus loves, Venus in Libra loves Ethereum so much. It's still right now, it's the really good time to get in until Venus still in fall and opposing Saturn. So today, tomorrow, when I'm recording this video on the 11th, and then you will see after this Grand Trine, it could actually increase the crypto values over there. Yes. Anything to do with art, for example, art NFTs, for example, could be really good for investment. Or you're just going to see, for example, new platforms and or how to teach art for children, and very, very easy way how to draw, how to paint. For example, every Sunday I have my company, and that is Bob Ross. I'm watching Bob Ross from the morning and sipping my coffee, and I love his seducing, very, very low voice. It is, I telling you seducing because of actually when I have anxiety, his very low tone voice actually it bring me peace somehow. So that's what it is. But yes, but it's going to be a new application, or we're going to have a lot of new application, like astrology apps, or because Uranus also astrology, or new apps how to find love. Uranus and Venus trines, right? And with Pluto, sexuality. It's not necessarily, those sex apps, which I don't know. You have to do like swing right or left, I don't, something like that. I don't even know, because obviously I have my soulmate for 25 years, so thanks God I didn't have to date. I don't even know who would I date. It's just so foreign for me, and I'm alienated in this case. But new apps are coming, and Venus is actually true love. Venus is yeah, it could be attraction and Pluto as well, sexuality, but because it's a trine between them, and also Neptune is over there, and Venus is over there, as a Moon is over there as a apex point, it's more connection, more nurturing, and more spiritual based as well. That's what I wanted to say. And also it could be something to do like new therapies, not necessarily going to pharmaceutical right away, but the doctor's going to actually sound healing or music for therapy to heal your soul. Right now, they're going to do holistic and integrative medicine and not just pharmaceutical, right? Something to prescribe for anxiety, sleep anxiety, some kind of meditation music there. And Pluto is involved over here as well. And one of the apex point is Neptune, right? So in this sky. So, I would think also ivermectin could get a really big attention during. And actually in Florida, the scientists said, okay, I'm working together with this Canadian cancer doctor, and they are giving $60 million for actually to do a research or ivermectin. Right now, there is 400 million people already who got prescribed, ivermectin and any kind of parasite cleanse for cancer, actually. And I watched the video that was a researcher lady who actually she was a doctor and scientist, right? Who said cancer is the parasite toxicity in the body, but the byproduct of the parasite toxins, what's created in the body. Okay, so yes, definitely parasite cleanse, ivermectin, Pluto is what it is. It is, like getting all the toxin from the body. Also, Neptune is involved, and there could be some kind of new recycle project to clean up the ocean. And actually, my son Maton have two new. Um, what is that Saturn rules? Oh my God, I forgot. Yeah, so something which is non-profit. Sometimes I forget words, but Maton created two non-profit, and one is a recycling project and also ocean cleanup because we live by the ocean, and the other one is neurological because he went to be a neurosurgeon first, and this is for autistic children or anyone who has Alzheimer and dementia. So. But yes, so there will be a lot of, you will see a lot of news about ocean cleanup as well. And Uranus in Gemini, it's new kind of comedy shows. We might going to have a few more comedy, stand-up comedies who is like really hilarious, and also it could be debate classes. Children could tell the truth and have some kind of political debate, and it is based on the truth. I mean, I don't really see that in America right now. Everything is censored, but this trine and these kites could actually indicate and start something like that as well. And also it could be something to do with travel travel agencies, or not necessarily travel agencies, because right now you can actually get everything online, but people going to go to destinations where are, for example, farm to table dinner experience, something to do with cultural destinations. Like, okay, I'm going to Iran to create, racks, or I'm going to in different cultures. Like I'm going to Germany, and not just for the Oktoberfest, but how to make sausage, or things like that. Very, very typical. Cultural travel destination could happen during this time as well. And we're definitely going to have a new kind of grief therapy as well, because Pluto is death. and it's trine with Venus in Libra and finding peace, right? Sometimes something to do with griefs, but it could be more like, maybe you can ask AI, and AI going to become therapist for some people who cannot afford, like real one-on-one person therapy. And obviously, I'm not saying, I'm not talking against the therapist over here, but sometimes they're watching their clock and they are like, okay, it's an hour, okay, we're done over here. So everything is going by, not really healing the person, but it is very, very financial based. So I mean, yeah, it could be some new kind of application or new kind of interactive apps, for example, which is almost like listening to you. Or you know what, Pluto and Neptune also, it could be something with death and reincarnation. Maybe there it's gonna be an app which is like, okay, you go to meditate, but somehow it's the computer is next to you and you can go back in reincarnation hypnosis, but somehow you meditate and you can, it's gonna say like open your eyes and press a button, whatever you imagined over there, and that's how it's going to take you back to reincarnation hypnosis, something like that. Or family karma therapy, for example. It could be also through application or internet kind of connection as well. Yeah. Also something to do with beauty. And, Pluto is really in Aquarius researching some kind of genetic or some kind of cell related rejuvenation. Pluto is also Phoenix, to have our beauty back. So we might going to hear something in the news. Listen, we just have to actually trigger and feed the mitochondrium in the cell with I don't know what kind of vitamin or element, and then you're going to actually get back the elasticity of the skin. So you're then not gonna need Botox anymore. So it could be in the news as well. And also, definitely the bank system is changing and it is going to show right now, okay, the applications, even in third world countries or for boomers, boomers doesn't necessarily like to use, actually not in America, but for example, in Eastern Europe, they don't really understand how to use internet or online banking, but it's going to be so obvious, so easy approached, and we are going through a digital change over here, and they want to digitalize us. So I would think something is going to be an easier reach for also the boomers over here. It could be also because Venus is agriculture as well, and somehow AI um, ruled agriculture. So, everything going to be monetized. All the, what is that? All the machines going to be actually, you know, oh my God, going to be um, not produced, but going because of you press a button on your computer and it's going to start all the machines. So you don't even have to go to the farm to go out, everything you can do from a room and in front of your computer, and the machines just going to do whatever they need to do. So that could happen during this time, right? Um, but also, it could be also something to do with, because Uranus is a different kind of energy, right? It is a new kind of energy. So it could be something to do with we're going to have a new invention, which is like cooling roofs. Somehow it's going to repel the heat, or it's going to when the sun is going on it, it's gonna give a lot more shade into the houses. So we're going to work with those kind of new materials, right? As well. So for example, it could be also installed in the pavement. And during the summer, the heat is not going to be unbearable in big cities because something they're going to install in the pavement, which is repel the heat, for example. Yeah, Venus is art, and Neptune is music, and Uranus is something to do with the wave. Neptune is also ocean as well. Air Trine is breeze. And in Greek, also, they have that kind of the harp instrument along by the beach, right? And it is actually playing when it's breeze over there, it's playing the music. So we will see a lot more artsy inventions by the beach, or even when you are, for example, driving your Tesla car or any kind of electric cars, somehow the road itself going to charge your car. Or it could be like the road when you are driving through it, it's also going to play music, because in the road there is going to be some kind of instrument installed which is going to create music. So those kind of things are happening. Definitely art and music and movie is going to be like on thrive, definitely on thrives. And I mean, yeah, the only thing what don't see over here, Neptune is illusion, delusion. So the ceasefire, it is just an illusion. Yeah. That's what I think. Or Pluto, Uranus, there could be also surveillance. So maybe a third country has to manage and somehow be there as a peacemaker to make sure there is ceasefire. However, I still see some kind of very positive outcome with food going through, feeding. Neptune is there, feeding the hungry, feeding the oppressed, but also it is just an illusion and it's a temporary illusion. That's what I have to say to you guys. But definitely there it's a lot of positive um, outcome of this beautiful two Grand Trine over here. I truly, truly, truly love it. For example, Venus is copper. And, maybe we're going to realize that it's going to be a lot more copper jewelry, and we're going to see the significance of copper. Like if you drink from a copper glass, you're not going to have gray hair, or you're not going to have joint pain, or like we're gonna have a lot more copper jewelry as well, and it's going to get rid of arthritis or things like that. And hospitality and wellness going to thrive. Or it could be also because Pluto involve hospice. For example, it's going to be some kind of peaceful ending of the one who are suffering. So maybe euthanasia could come to the picture as well. Anything to do with also, wellness packages, like going somewhere to get healed, or yeah, definitely a lot of retreat could get opened right now, meditation centers, right? And also there will be a lot more charities, or a lot more yeah, charities to feed the poor and to help the poor. We will see that's more compassion coming. And this is almost like a collective ritual, people going to call people together and let's meditate together. I always go every Thursday, I'm going to chant with my group. And, it's giving me a lot of power. And sometimes on Sundays, once a month, and once a month on Saturdays as well. So 6 times I'm going to a group to chant. And when I am chanting together with people, I feel more powerful, guys. So maybe, that's we're going to see people are calling out each other. So, okay, let's do it together. And we feel, the energy, we feel how intense, and it could be that. All right. Also, it could be like art can get somehow more funding. So even in schools, or just some of the art is going to be, um, like right now, new artists are coming in, and or musicians, and maybe they don't want to sign the with agent or record label studio because they would take a lot of money from them, but somehow they can get their own crowdfund somehow. I'm not saying, but some kind of charity, through charity, and they can do it by themselves. The whole entire movement, artistic movement, what they want to. Yes. So that's what's happening over here, guys. Okay. Actually, I have a lot more things to say, but I don't want to make this very long. And also, I wanted to tell you guys, actually, October 14th is going to be my second book coming out, but it's my first astrology book, Astrology Uncensored, Zodiac with Wit and Wisdom, and it's going to be like 500, over 500 pages, and it talks about everything, very, very deep. It's witty also, a lot of personal examples as well, a lot of indicators and explaining and analyzing charts, showing you how to do it. And what else I wanted to say? Well, I going to come out with analyzing actually the new moon. I want to do the new moon in Libra really soon, maybe tomorrow, and then I also going to analyze again everything with the geopolitical situation, and also I going to go back and analyze a few people for you guys. Maybe Trump's chart, and Putin, and I'm gonna go one by one, even Netanyahu and Charlie Kirk. I want to bring it in again because I saw something. Right now, I started to use the Arabic parts, and not just the asteroids, right? And the fixtures, but the Arabic parts as well. And I have right now I'm using the Hellenistic prediction techniques as well. And right now, what I'm doing, I use the Arabic parts of assassinations right now for a few people, and I got surprised, and I was like, oh my God, astrology is unbelievable. So I will teach you in my next video what's happened with Charlie Kirk, who was in it, and it's obvious. And then I'm gonna analyze again Owens and Candice Owens and Tucker Carlson, who I was scared for the last 2 years. I told you guys I'm really scared for their life, and we're gonna analyze it together. All right now, that's what I wanted to talk about. The to Grand Trine here, which is, I think it's beautiful. So I truly love this. But on the other hand, it could also bring in some kind of, because Saturn, you can see over here, Saturn, Neptune, it's in out of sign conjunction. And yes, it could bring in some kind of issue and erosion with that kind of ceasefire, as we knew that before, right? But it's still beautiful, guys. It's still beautiful. And Pluto and the moon opposition also. Moon is the public, it is the people. Pluto is obviously in the sign of humanity, but it's obviously opposing, it's obviously creating more death, for example. But end of the everything, it is two beautiful kite, it's one beautiful grand trine and two mystic triangle. It's still a saving grace. It's still like tremendous blessing for us, tremendous blessing in film, movie, music, art, compassion, feeding the poor, liberating the ones who get um, you know in jail without crime, for example, and we will find out a lot of them get out, because Pluto in Aquarius could be also forensic, right? And they are gonna get liberated by Uranus because they didn't commit crimes. So there is a lot of that happening as well. Yes. All right. So that's what I wanted to say, and I talk to you later, guys. Please share my videos, or just ask any questions. What do you want to? I really want you ask you guys, what do you want to hear? Do you want to have just fluffy stuff about, maybe finances a little bit, and love and career or children, or just general stuff? Or do you want to go into politics and geopolitical issues, or let me know, what do you really want me to analyze? I can do that. I'm willing to do that. By the way, I did a video with Victor about Hungary. Some of you were asking who will win. We didn't necessarily see it exactly similar with this opposition of Hungary and the recent government, but you will see a lot more people coming to my channel, because I just like to talk to people. I'm gonna ask Moses back. Ian is getting, went to live in a different country, getting settled, but we're going to see each other's again end of November-ish, middle of November-ish. Crossy and me going to have another episode. So, there is a lot more people, and you will see me on Lori Lotians really soon. We did a video, and on Nadia Shah as well. So I just wanted to promote myself a little bit, but please let me know, what do you want to see. Thank you so much for listening. Bye for now.